Oh, hey YouTube, what is up, party people? Welcome back to another video, and we're going to be talking about Frank Mir versus Mark Hunt. So we got Mark Hunt, which is a 10-11, which almost didn't even make it to the UFC because of his record. And a lot of people are like, well, Mark Hunt's a beast. He doesn't have a great MMA record, and Frank Mir doesn't have a great MMA record either. Before this, he was on a 3-fight winning streak before he fought Junior Santos, beating Mirko Cro Cop, beating Roy Nelson, Minotauro Nogueira. We all know what he did there. Then he lost to Junior Dos Santos by complete domination, losing to Daniel Cormier, Josh Barnett, Star Overing. Then he beat Bigfoot Silva, which was a pretty good knockout, beating Todd Duffy, which anybody could say that fight wasn't that great because what did he do in the fight, really, besides bob around and caught Todd Duffy being lucky. He wasn't looking that sharp. It was a very slow and sluggish fight. It was a complete beast, and people are like, well, he's on a fight winning streak. Well, he hasn't fought a lot of top guys like Chris. This dude, I don't know who he is. Then he fights Ben Rothwell, Stefan Skyscraper Screw, which many could say isn't the greatest fighter. He's okay. Losing to Junior Dos Santos by a head kick knockout, if I remember. Then he was in one of the best heavyweight fights of all time against Antonio Bigfoot Silva, beating Roy Nelson, losing Fabricio Verdum, then losing to Antonio Bigfoot Silva again. And a lot of people are like, well, he's on a hunt for a title shot. I mean, out of this fight, I don't see any way Frank Mir can win this fight unless Frank Mir can get it to the ground. And Frank Mir doesn't have a really good double leg takedown. All he has is some decent boxing and great jiu-jitsu. If it goes to the ground, Frank Mir is winning by his submission very quickly and very easily. But I don't know, man. I just see Mark Hunt doing what Mark Hunt does and beat him on the feet. And Mark Hunt is a better striker, a more heavy-handed striker, a faster striker, and overall a more well-rounded boxer than what Frank Mir is. Frank Mir is kind of slow, sluggish, has okay boxing. I might say Frank Mir might have a little bit more foot movement than what Mark does, because when you see Frank Mir, if he comes in hungry like he did when he fought Brock Lesnar, when he fought Czech Congo, those are the days when Frank Mir was like, that dude's a beast. He looks like a guy who could win the heavyweight title. But when Frank Mir doesn't train and Frank Mir looks out of shape, there's really nothing to say besides the way he can win is either get it to the ground or get knocked out. And there's no way that Mark Hunt is keeping this on the ground. He's going to keep it standing and keep it banging. So let me know what you guys think. Is this a good fight? Great fight? I don't think so. I think this is one of those fights that the UFC is saying, well, it's going to be a walk in the park for Mark Hunt. So then we can give him the next title fight. You know, he could be the number 2 guy in the world. I don't really see this being a great fight. But it is what it is, man. I like Frank Mir. I like Mark Hunt. I'm just thinking Mark Hunt's going to win by brutal knockout.